This is your Barbados Today morning news update for Thursday, May 9th, 2019. I'm Carol Williams. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news that some of the requirements to join the Royal Barbados Police Force are being relaxed in an effort to boost recruitment. Cabinet has agreed to lift the maximum age limit by 5 years from the current 30. Authorities will also be moving to lower the height requirement to woo more Barbadians into the force, which is about 280 police officers short. The announcement was made yesterday by Attorney General Dale Marshall at the 143rd Passing Out Parade at the Regional Police Training School.
Cabinet has therefore just agreed that the legislation will be amended to increase the upper range, the upper limit, from 30 to 35. And we're also going to be removing the part of the statute which says that an officer has to reach a certain height and chest size requirement. We've done our research, and we know that today in England, and our force has many features in common with the English police forces, there is no height requirement. And in fact, my investigation tells me that the shortest police officer in England is a diminutive 4 foot 10 inches. The point is that today's policing requires more brain than height and age.
Meantime, top cop Tyrone Griffith is maintaining that there has been a dent in crime due to crime-fighting measures.
We have been able to speedily solve many of these heinous crimes and to foil a number of efforts directed at the execution of individuals, the latter being a new and difficult phenomenon now being seen. For this, I wish to publicly thank the men and women of the force for their commitment to service and the tremendous sacrifices that they made. I also wish to thank the Chief of Staff and the members of the Barbados Defense Force for their sterling support. Added to this, I also wish to express our gratitude to the public at large for their support during this period. We, however, cannot rest on our laurels. We must continue with our collective resolve, as this problem is deep-seated. I find it necessary to remind all that crime presents itself to law enforcement as a manifestation of a deeper underlying problem, hence the need for a multifaceted and multidimensional approach to tackling the same.
On to other news, an economist is projecting a multi-million-dollar revenue intake for Barbados from its proposed medical marijuana industry. Jeremy Stevens says the revenue can be earned from consumption tax, import duties, and licenses.
If we were to focus on just importing for the medical industry, the medical cannabis industry, funnily enough, you could have also proxied import duties, which ironically are the same as a percentage of GDP for the period 2008 to 2018. So the government on importing, on getting these taxes through importation of stuff that they may be using, hopefully not recreationally, would have been able to net the same amount as if it was excise taxes, around $7 million to $34 million per annum.
The University of the West Indies Cave Hill lecturer was a presenter at one of the sessions at the Salisis 20th Annual Conference at the Hilton Resort. However, his colleague researcher Alana Griffith says establishing the industry won't be clear-cut and there'll be teething problems.
Formalizing the illicit market is a feasible approach towards estimating revenue from a medical cannabis industry. Bear in mind, this is a substance that has been prohibited for so long that we now have to get a lot of the research done, especially in the region. Also, policymakers should bear in mind that it is not going to necessarily be a one-shot in terms of getting the policy right initially, that you will have to make minor adjustments as with anything else. But I think what we like to portray, our governments like to portray, is that they can solve any issue or deal with something at once.
Meantime, medical scientist and senior lecturer at UE, Dr. Damien Kohal, says that Barbados' medical marijuana industry can be rolled out in 3 phases.
We could look at propagating a registered Barbadian medicinal cannabis cultivar in Barbados, and some people are like, Barbados is not known as a production or cultivating state. What are you talking about? But Barbados is unique geographically, right, in terms of its soil type, limestone, right? What if limestone could actually support a particle cultivar which can produce sufficient quantities of cannabinoids which could be beneficial in terms of that manufacturing industry for products. We could also look at developing value-added products, right, Justin? So we're not talking about recreational or illicit cannabis here. Value-added medicinal products through novel techniques such as biosynthesis, which is a usual approach used in the pharmaceutical industry to ramp up production, commercial scale-up of drug molecules. And of course, improving extraction of cannabinoids, which is work that is being done in my lab at the Faculty of Medical Sciences. And then of course, last but not least, developing products with new treatment modalities. So while we have spoken about Epidiolex, which is known for epilepsy, and Sesamate, Nabilone and Dronabinol, which are known for nausea and emesis, there are other opportunities to develop new products.
An educator is worried that Barbados' education system doesn't have a curriculum specific to children with special needs. Femi Maskell, a special needs educator and homeschool teacher, believes this puts affected children at a further disadvantage.
There definitely has to be more options for specifically the special needs. And you know, I know that the debate will come that there are not enough resources to support special needs. And something that's really concerning is that in Barbados, we do not have a specific curriculum designed just for special needs children. We don't. Our special needs children are expected to hit the same markers and do the same work as children following the mainstream curriculum. So I think that we definitely need to relook the way how we position these children in the education system, because something that we miss is that when we do not cater to these children educationally, you are setting them up for so many uncertainties down the road.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Over now to Trinidad and Tobago, where 2 people were arrested and a quantity of marijuana seized at the home of the housekeeper of former Attorney General Annan Ramlogan. This came during a police raid of the premises yesterday morning, as we hear in this CNC3 News report.
Former Attorney General Annan Ramlogan is expected to appear before the courts again next month to face multiple charges in connection with an alleged legal fees kickback scam when he was in office. And those close to him are being affected. We can't exactly confirm if there's a direct link between his case and what happened this morning. But what we do know is that the police raided the home of his housekeeper, Gomati Ragbir. The officers told her they were looking for drugs and weapons and assured her a warrant for an illegal arms search.
They say they find maybe I don't know how many milligrams of weed or what. And they say we have weapon in the house. We don't have any weapon. We don't deal with drugs. Weapon.
So you say they found weed?
I don't know. Like one of the brothers take a smoke, you know, but they find a joint or something.
Did they say what they were looking for?
Ammunition. Illegal ammunition.
Having your home searched by big strapping policemen can be traumatizing for anyone. But Ms. Ragbir told us it wasn't so much what they did, but what they said.
Did they say whether this raid was linked to the arrest of Annan Ramlogan?
They tell me go back, Annan go help me now because I have $1 million house he built there. I say, officer, when I went there 18 years ago, Annan had all that stuff.
And finally, the U.S. has announced harsh new sanctions on Iran as tensions surge between the decades-long rivals. The move came after Tehran earlier said it was quitting parts of the 2015 nuclear agreement with world powers, which Washington abandoned last year and ignited the current crisis.
The U.S. Secretary of State arrives at 10 Downing Street for talks with the British Prime Minister. The staunch U.S. ally deeply alarmed by the Iranian announcement and making clear it continues to oppose the U.S. decision to pull out of the 2015 nuclear deal.
Iran must never be able to acquire a nuclear weapon. It's no secret that we have a different approach on how best to achieve that. The UK has continued to support the nuclear deal, which is a key achievement of the global non-proliferation architecture, because we believe it's in our shared security interests.
Mike Pompeo insisting differences over the Iran agreement would not impact on the transatlantic relationship.
We're on the same side. We're on the side of values-driven democracy. We're on the side of freedom. We're on the side of creating a nation for the Iranian people where they can have religious freedom and they can have a democracy.
But other signatories to the nuclear agreement are adamant the US must be held accountable should Iran follow through on its threat.
Cela fait maintenant plusieurs mois.
For a few months now, the deal that was signed in Vienna to keep Iran's nuclear activities in check has been undermined. Because exactly a year ago, the U.S. decided to pull out from the deal and not respect it.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. And sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Carol Williams. Have a good day.